Now, you might be asking yourself, when should I bring my kids in to get them checked chiropractically? They're not in any pain, so I'll just wait until they're in pain before I bring them in to get them checked. Well, let me explain how the nervous system works, that the nerves coming off the side of the spine, only 7% of that nerve feels pain, but this pain fiber doesn't fully develop until you're 16. But pressure on these nerves can cause a myriad of symptoms, like with infants, that God caused those pain sensation fibers not to fully develop, because if you could feel the birth process when you're coming through that birth canal, it would drive you crazy. So that's a protective mechanism. But what happens with pinched nerves with infants, that it can cause colic, it can cause problems with even sight, ear infections. So as we keep the pressure off the nervous system, it allows the baby to develop and to function normally. But then you get into toddler years, and the toddlers fall constantly. If adults fell as much as toddlers do, we'd be in a wheelchair. That's where it's important that they don't feel that, but it's more important that we keep the stress off this toddler spine so that they can develop the muscles and the joints well, because an injury as a toddler can follow you for the rest of your life if it's not corrected. Just like if you sprain your ankle and you never get it corrected, that ankle injury is going to follow you for the rest of your life. Tie into the ankle injuries in sports, as the kids are doing pee-wee sports and they're twisting their ankles and their knees, that those knee injuries in these sports, you go 20 years later and that knee that was sore every now and then suddenly becomes a knee replacement 20 years later, because those joints are wearing down, and you typically don't feel a pain with a knee injury until it's bone on bone and you need a knee replacement. And I've seen so many athletes, they injure themselves badly in a high school sport, and then 20 years later, the orthopedist is telling them they need a knee replacement. And the orthopedist points it right back to that high school, college, bad knee injury that they felt fine after that until the knee replacement. So it's important to get those injuries rehabbed and get them fixed as a child so we can prevent knee replacements later on. And going even into some of these football injuries where it's not the joint, it's the neck, soccer, football, where the kids are having these head traumas, that the new research is showing that head traumas as a child are worse than head traumas as an adult, because the brain isn't fully developed. And what happens, we have all these basically like seat belts in your brain, all these ligaments that suspend the brain that aren't fully developed until you're after 16. But before that, the brain is kind of sloshing around inside of your skull. So when you have a bad trauma, it's causing major issues. So it's important. They've shown chiropractic care helps the brain to heal from concussion and trauma and develop normally, instead of carrying these concussion symptoms through the rest of their life. So kids need checked at all ages.